Yo, Oshiguju. I'm Garfield Long, and welcome to the first edition of Living, Loving Cherokee. And today on this program, we're going to be talking with Davey Arch, a staff member from the Cherokee Indian Village, and also we'll be talking to the Cherokee Language Program Manager, the man of the hour who's too sweet to turn sour, Mr. Gil Jackson. And also we'll be trying to get some news and updates on this year's upcoming Cherokee Indian Fall Festival, and also the premiere of a music video from Miss Paula Nelson. And don't touch that dial because we'll be right back.
Gil Jackson da gudo ya elo de ga no he jijek toast di jan ha this da ge hu jalagi.
Yo, Davey, Oshiguju.
Oh,
Good. The Kona Lefty Indian Village has been an integral part of Cherokee history for a long time, and also this is a place where the visitors come to visit. And Davey, if you would give us a little background history on what the village is about and what the visitor will experience on their visit here.
The village has been here for 53 years now, and it was established as a way of helping preserve the culture and educate the public about who we are and how we've evolved over the years to become who we are today. And this gives an example of what life was like around the middle 1700s. At this time we had gotten metal, we were involved in international trade, and we were still living and practicing our old religion and culture, and so we get a good taste of both cultures, the European influence and how it affected our culture, and the old traditional Cherokee culture. People can see artists at work in the village, and we have a guide that takes them around and explains everything as it's being made and the materials it's made from. We also have lectures on some of the ceremony and some of the government of the Cherokee, and this helps to break down a lot of stereotypical ideas about Native Americans and helps us identify with the people that come to see us about who we are, and gets them a good taste of what Cherokee's about, and the people that have lived here for 10,000, maybe 20,000 years.
So it's kind of like taking a little history course, but without the classroom atmosphere, right?
That's right. You know, they go away with a lot of good information without really having to struggle to learn like you would in a classroom setting. This is a really great way to educate people from really young ages all the way up, you know, into their later years. So, and everybody enjoys getting to meet real Cherokee people. It's rare that a lot of people ever get to meet a live Cherokee. They hear about them and see them on film and things like that, but they never ever get to encounter someone and get to carry on a conversation, and it makes it a lot more personal for most people that come through the village here.
Dave, I also understand that you're a master artist and educator, so if you would give us a little background on what you, some of the crafts that you produce, and also what you speak about when you are speaking to a group.
I do a lot of programming in the classroom, and here a lot of it is general information about the things that we used in everyday life in the past. I do a lot of what I call pre-Columbian art. I make arrowheads and baskets and traditional pottery, and I'm also a contemporary artist and do wood sculpture and stone carvings and paint a little bit, and so I experiment a lot. And I've been able to preserve some of the art forms by practicing this and teaching it, like arrowhead making. That almost faded away. There's not many people in our tribe that do it today, but these are things that we focus on and try to work into the whole scheme of preserving what's left of the culture today. So I teach classes and help organize classes through Qualla Arts and Crafts and through the school systems, and also work as a member of the North Carolina Arts Council. So I'm involved on the state level too, and helping to really preserve some of the arts in the state and in our own community.
Well, good. Davey, we appreciate your time, the information that you shared with us and the viewers. And folks, right now we're inside the brand new craft shop here at the Kona Lefty Indian Village, and Christmas is not that far away, so you might want to make a visit up here and get some great gifts.
Now, this is a great thing. This is the first year we've had a shop here at the village. Ever since the village opened, the visitors wanted to know where they could purchase the art that they've seen being made here. So this year we've gave them an opportunity to buy directly from us here at the village, the things that they've seen made in the village. So it's worked out great for everybody.
Oh, great. Don't touch that dial, because Living, Loving Cherokee will be right back.
Yo, this is Paula Nelson, and stay tuned for the world and res premiere of the music video Everybody Indian Dance here on Livin' and Lovin' Cherokee.
Barbara Duncan is the education coordinator here at the Museum of the Cherokee Indian. Barbara, we noticed that the museum have gone through tremendous renovations. Could you give us a little details on how this came about?
Well, in 1998, Garfield, we opened a whole new permanent exhibit here that's interactive and designed to be entertaining and educational. We've got a new exhibit. We have a new renovation of the museum store where we're standing right now with an expanded bookstore and a lot of items made by local craftspeople and artists.
What can the visitor experience as they go through the museum and visit the museum?
They can learn about 10,000 years of Cherokee history and culture. They can meet the Cherokee people on our staff and outreach staff and talk with people like Elder Jerry Wolf. They can find all kinds of books, maps, visual materials, artworks in our gift shop for classrooms, kids, and just for their home.
And I also been hearing that you're preparing for a traveling exhibit to come.
We're very excited. We'll have an exhibit opening here October 22nd called Emissaries of Peace, the 1762 Cherokee British Delegations. And this is about Henry Timberlake's visit to the Cherokees and then the Cherokees' visit to London. It's kind of a cross-cultural look at both groups of people. One of the spin-offs from this exhibit is the dance group that we sponsor, the Warriors of Anigadua, and they'll be dancing at the opening of the exhibit as well as other places as the exhibit tours.
Sounds like lots going on here at the museum. Ladies and gentlemen, Barbara Duncan, and you're watching Livin', Lovin' Cherokee.
Ka, het wordt gezegd, nou dat alleen heet dan is dat I know dat uzanda. Ik wil kijken de young young. I'd like to welcome you to Cherokee, and I hope you come and live and love Cherokee and see the museum.
Great and exciting time coming up just around the corner here in Cherokee, North Carolina. We got the 94th annual Cherokee Indian Fair coming up, and with me right now is Mr. Robert Jumper, the man with the plan and the go-go juice running through his veins, and he's going to tell you all about it.
We're excited. This is a great time of the year. You get a good feeling with the weather changing over to the fall, and it is the Fall Festival, the Cherokee Indian Fair in Cherokee, North Carolina, October 4th through the 8th, right here at the Cherokee Indian Fairgrounds.
And as always, I know you're going to be displaying some local handmade crafts. What can visitors and the public be looking to see?
Absolutely. In our exhibit hall, we have a wide range of agricultural and arts and crafts right here in Cherokee at the exhibit hall. Crafters from all over our area come and participate and share what they do best, and that's their crafts through clay, through baskets, through stonework, just a variety of everything that we have here, as well as farm exhibits. People have grown pumpkins and all kinds of vegetables, and they'll have them right there at the Cherokee Indian Fair.
And some of your traditional activities, what you got planned for this year?
Oh my goodness. Every day has a different theme. We have Veterans Day, where we honor the veterans and we give them a meal and we share some experiences that the veterans have had. We'll share that on the first day, and then there are lots of other activities throughout the fair, day by day, Community Day, Health and Safety Day. There's just a variety of different things for people to come celebrate Children's Day, and also we'll have stickball going on, Indian ball at the Cherokee Indian Fairgrounds.
So Children's Day, what do some activities planned for that?
They have several activities, games and rides. They allow the kids to ride our great carnival rides at low or no cost, and they have lots of food available for the kids as well.
And also, I've been hearing rumors about that you also having a wood chopping contest this year?
Absolutely. They're going to have wood chopping. I think that'll be during Community Day on Saturday, but they definitely have that along with some of the great activities that they always have, axe throwing, and some of those things will be there on Community Day.
Wow, sounds like a great week. And the entertainment, who do we got this year?
The lineup is just unbelievable. One of the things I'd like to mention is the pageants, the Miss Cherokee pageants. They're all going to take place on the grounds day by day, one per day. They'll have Junior Miss, Little Miss, and Miss Cherokee all on different days of the fair. In addition to that, we have some great headliners coming in. Dr. Hook, we have Ronnie Millsap, Percy Sledge. We also have Uncle Cracker coming to the Cherokee Indian Fairgrounds for our fair.
Wow, Uncle Cracker, can't beat that. Robert, for the viewers out there, if they're looking for more information, specifics about the fair, the happenings on each day, what or where can they call?
They can actually contact our Cherokee Welcome Center at 800-438-1601, or they can go to the website at cherokee-nc.com.
Mr. Jumper, thank you very much for the information. And ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Living, Loving Cherokee. Right back at you.
Shio, Aya, Tanya Carroll, and you're watching Living, Loving Cherokee.
Yo, Paula, I'll share with you.
Osta garden henna.
I'll stop. Paula Nelson is one of our very young, talented ladies that lives here in Cherokee, and she's been working on a project called Project Songbird. And Paula, if you would please, for the viewers, give us a brief details and background on this little project you got going.
Well, Project Songbird came out of me being approached by Cultural Resources. They knew that I wrote little songs in Cherokee language for kids, and it came out of the need for language retention tools for Cherokee language for children of different ages within our school systems and the general public. So that's how Project Songbird began.
And on this CD that you have, do you have like traditional songs on here, or do you have like some maybe rap and pop, or?
Well, we tried to cover a bunch of ranges. That was what's so exciting about the project. The first phase of Project Songbird was to create a 5-song CD sampler, which would showcase my abilities to produce for different age groups. And so on the CD you'll have the very first song, which was the United Cherokee Nation's anthem, which was done by Myrtle Driver and myself about 5 years ago. And we wanted to include it so we could get it copyrighted and out to the general public and out to the other nations of Cherokee. You also have young language learning songs for, say, infant and toddler. That there's a song on there that teaches you how to count from 1 to 10 in the Cherokee language, and a song that teaches you how to say the seasons in Cherokee language. And then you have another song that's you can tell is more difficult, which is called Amahi, which is about the warning and dangers of our rivers and the way they flood and swell. And that's for more grammar school, middle school. And the last song on there is called Everybody Indian Dance, which is more contemporary with guitar and world beat drum, which I wanted to show I could do stuff that was maybe more interesting to high school students.
Sounds great. And also we understand that you had a partnership on this project as well?
Yes, I did. I had several partnerships. Of course, Cultural Resources being the main partnership. Western Carolina University provided some funding resources with their new state-of-the-art studio. And then also a partnership with my partner in my private business called Chant, which is David Teague, and he was our musical notation and theory consultant to produce sheet music. So there were many, many people that helped Project Songbird, kick off with phase 1.
And with that, let's check out this video.
Shagwa tali, so inaki, hishki, shudali, kalkoki, sanela, sonela, shko, hi insalaki. Nagada, ani yawiya idashki. Oh nagada, ani yawiya idashki. We hey yo, skanoli gay hashki. We hey yo, skanoli gay hashki. Nagada, ani yawiya idashki. Oh nagada, ani yawiya idashki. Oh hey yo, skanoli gay hashki. Oh hey yo, skanoli gay hashki.
Nagada, aniya wiya idashki. Oh nagada, aniya wiya idashki. Oh hey yo, got a newly gay hashki. Oh hey yo, got a newly gay hashki. Nagada, aniya wiya idashki. Nagada, aniya wiya idashki. Oh nagada, aniya wiya idashki. Oh hey yo, got a newly gay hashki. Oh hey yo, got a newly gay hashki. Nagada.
Paula, that was a great video. I mean, you got some images in there, some traditional dancing, and also some images from powwows, various powwows, and some scenery here in Cherokee. So, Paula, what else is in the future for you?
Well, hopefully we'll be able to start phase 2, and work through all the way through phase 4 and really get some music out there for our kids and our parents to use, to help them retain the Cherokee language that they're learning in the school system or by family members. So hopefully we'll get the funding that we need to complete the rest of the phases, and it's only going to get better. That's what I'm looking forward to, is just the next phase of the project.
Well, it sounds like there's a bright future here in this young lady's world. With that, we're going to get out of here because there's just too many bugs in here. And so up until then, you're watching Living and Loving Cherokee. We'll see you later.
I stuck my tongue out.
Shield, Gil.
Shield, go. Shield, go.
Nina.
Oh, what's naked?
Attention, is going to go hit the Jolly Joanisha.
Jagudana de Jagulana Jagawanisha.
You're just going to attention.
Geo do down.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Cherokee Language Program Supervisor Mr. Gil Jackson, the current Cherokee Idol, who also works under Renessa Walker in the Cultural Resources Department. And Gil, I understand that our own local Cherokee Language Immersion class at Dora Reed has been doing extremely well. And in your own personal opinion, how well do you think the little ones are catching on?
Okay, they're doing great. They're doing wonderful. They're just now beginning to talk. Whether it be English, Cherokee, or whatever, they're just now learning to talk. And they're sending out words. They're able to identify animals. They can say a few foods. But as far as being able to understand, they understand really well. You can tell them 2 or 3 different directions. Say, go wash your hands, dry your hands, and get you some milk, and they're able to follow all the directions. Now, on occasions, they don't mind, but that doesn't mean that they don't understand. They just don't mind. That's quite different.
And also, as growing up as a young child, did you always learn? I mean, have you always spoken Cherokee, or did you learn that growing up, or was that just something that was just a household?
That's just the way. That's just the way that my mom and dad were not Cherokee teachers. They were just Cherokee parents, and they just were. That's how we learned Cherokee. Was they just spoke to us, and that's exactly the way we're operating that classroom. We talked to them when we changed diapers. We talked to them, or when we were eating, we talked to them, and it's exactly how I learned. But Cherokee was my first language. I didn't even know how to say Coca-Cola or ice cream when I went to school.
Wow, that's a rarity right there, folks. I understand that you took your staff out to Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and you just recently got back from a trip out there to observe their immersion rooms. What was your what kind of information did you pick up on that?
Okay, well, I took all the classroom teachers. That's Ann, Gidlow, Gary, and Sharon, and we had a wonderful time, and it was fun. And we got to the classrooms the first day. All the kids were lined up on the table. They were eating breakfast, and they took a minute off from breakfast, and they introduced themselves and said, "My name is such and such, and I'm 3 years old, or I'm 4 years old." And I have to tell a story about it because that's part of what my excitement has been since I got back. They were going around the table, and they all had Cherokee names. One of them I remember was, he said, "My name is Gajanula Dagwadonga." He said, "I'm the fast one." That was his real name. And he said, "I'm 5 years old." And I went around the table and got to one boy. He mentioned his name. I can't remember what it was. And he said, "And I'm 4 years old." And the little girl across the table said, "No, you're not 4 years old. You're 5." And the little boy said, "No." He said, "I'm 4." And the little girl said, "No." He said, "You're not 4. You're 5." And the little boy said, "No." He said, I'm really 4." And the little girl said, "No, you're lying. You're not 4, you're 5." And the little boy across the table said, "I'm not lying." He said, "I'm 4 years old." That was beautiful. And not only that, Gar, we got to see a little girl 4 years old read the syllabary. And I also had a chance to talk to his dad afterwards, and he said, the little girl, I cannot make her go to bed because that's all she wants to do is speak Cherokee or read. And the little girl learned the syllabary in 3 months.
Wow, that's some great stuff. It sounds like the teachers over there in the Dora Reed immersion room are doing a wonderful job. In the future down the road, maybe years from now, what do you expect to see come out of this?
We're hoping that our program will continue to grow, that the tribal administration will continue to look at what we're doing and say, hey, that's a project we need to continue to fund. That's a project that we need to expand because, that's without a doubt, the kids are learning Cherokee, they understand Cherokee, and they're beginning to talk Cherokee, and it's just going to get better. We want to be able to expand into another classroom, an older classroom, a kindergarten classroom. I mean, these kids that we looked at in Oklahoma, they were doing geometry. They had triangles, they had squares, they had rectangles, they had names for every one of them. They were able to count in Cherokee. They were doing math and science.
Wow, that's a lot to be taken in. For someone who's just, say, who's in late teens or an early adult or even our age bracket, what would you suggest as a learning tool for them if they're wanting to learn the language, if they're not a fluent speaker?
Okay, there's several classes being taught here on the reservation. Myrtle teaches quite a bit. I understand that Angela Squirrel teaches quite a bit, and people have been real happy with them. I'd say one of probably the best teachers on this reservation is Bo Taylor, and I've seen him in operation. And I also had an opportunity to watch a teacher at Northeastern State University in Tahlequah, and in 2 classrooms he had people speaking. And I think you just have to get into class, have a desire, and work hard.
Well, Gil, sounds like the Cherokee language is starting to take off and get its foot off the ground, and we hope it keeps growing. And so, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're here with the man of the hour who's too sweet to turn sour, Mr. Gil Jackson. You are watching Living, Loving Cherokee. Wow, what a program we had today on Living, Loving Cherokee. I want to thank everybody who was on the program this week, and also want to thank everybody here at Oconee Lefty Indian Village for giving us this time. And also, phone in your thoughts and ideas to our Cultural Resources Office at 497-1594. And once again, you're watching Living, Loving Cherokee. Until next time, be sweet, be good to each other, take care.